and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live 10 at 10.
She can destroy the apartment, and I can't go in and stop her, and nor can the police. It's just the law of North Dakota.
A half a dozen Fargo police officers had to be called to an apartment building where the Cass County Sheriff was evicting a problem tenant. Thanks for joining us tonight. Mike has the evening off. A landlord was left picking up the pieces after a tenant wouldn't pay the rent. Now, when she was told she'd be evicted, she told him that she would destroy the apartment, and as you can see, she did. We've told you about problem landlords, but what about problem tenants? The Valley News Team's Bradford Eric takes a look at what landlords can do in tough situations like this.
I knew it was going to be the floor ripped up, the carpet ripped up, and holes in walls.
It's the destruction left behind from a problem tenant.
Our policy here is to, if the rent isn't paid on the second day of the month, they get a note every day. The rent is late. This is the late charge.
Mark Cleveguard owns this apartment building just off 45th Street. He says the woman at the center of the issue would not pay rent for June. She was told she was going to be evicted and then responded with this.
And if she's under lease without eviction, it's like you or me going into our own homes and wrecking the interior of our homes, and the police can't get involved with that.
Because of North Dakota law, there was nothing Mark could do. He had to stand there and watch her terrorize the whole building.
Well, the tenants living there, they have every right to be in the unit, and whatever they do in the unit is their right, even if they're destroying the unit or damaging the unit.
Thompson, a Fargo attorney, says it's the law. That lease agreement and the laws protecting tenants means there's little a landlord can do. There's little the police can do too. Unless they witness the damage, they usually won't charge someone. At what point does that damage become vandalism, though? Thompson says that's up to the state's attorney.
Now, if it's to such an extent that they can tell that it was intentionally done, then possibly they would charge it out. But short of that, there's not many circumstances where the state's attorney is going to take these on.
For Mark Cleveguard, he's just left picking up the pieces.
Yeah, the profit margin on an apartment in comparison to the repairs I have to do on this one, it's going to be many years before this one even breaks even again.
And he's still out, by his estimates, at least $6,000 to $8,000. Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
Now, Mark Cleveguard says he's issued a no trespass order to the Fargo police, so if the problem tenant shows up again, she could be arrested. Now, if you need help uncovering issues like this or anything else in your community, call our whistleblower hotline at 701-237-6576. Leave your tip with us, and a member of our investigative team will get on the case and go to work exposing the truth. We have some new information now on the deadly crash that happened near Dalton, Minnesota yesterday. The Minnesota State Patrol is asking for your help in locating the driver of a semi following that crash, which killed 2 teens, injured another, all from Park Christian School, and injured another teen from Mississippi. The Dodge pickup that the teens were driving rolled in the median of eastbound I-94 and flipped. A surviving passenger in the pickup told investigators the semi-truck was extremely close to the pickup at the time of the crash. The semi-truck is described as a white box-top trailer and a green or a red tractor. Anyone witnessing this crash or has any information is asked to call the Minnesota State Patrol. The man accused of murdering 2 people in North Fargo is being held in jail and denied bond by the judge. Ashley Hunter made his first court appearance today. The victims are 24-year-old Sam Trout and 45-year-old Clarence Flowers. Investigators say Trout died from getting hit by a hammer several times. An autopsy shows Flowers was stabbed more than 50 times with a large knife. While police were searching for Hunter yesterday, they say he approached officers saying that he was the guy they're looking for. Court documents say Hunter admitted to being responsible for both victims' deaths. He faces 2 charges of murder, 1 charge of arson, but today in court, Hunter said he didn't understand the charges.
First off, I don't understand how I'm getting charged with all 3 of this stuff in one day. And you say you have proof. What proof is there to say I've been charged and all this? That's my friend, Clarence.
Police say Hunter didn't know the second man allegedly who was murdered. Sam Trout, a former NDSU student, was living in a home on 12th Street North, owned by the Catholic Diocese and managed by St. Paul's Newman Center. Police believe Hunter went into that house because he was high on meth. Tonight, friends and family came together for a special service honoring the life of Trout. And they say that he was a good young man who unknowingly opened his door to a monster.
Before the police report or anything came out, I was like, man, I bet he just wanted to help that guy so bad. And he just, to the very end, he just wanted to help that guy to just to love him. And that's what I held on to. It's like, that's how it went away, or like, that's how it ended.
Trout is originally from Sartell, Minnesota, the same hometown as Tom Bierson, an NDSU student who was murdered last fall. Police say right now, though, it does not look like there is a connection between these two murders. Well, two men, one from Grand Forks, the other from Fargo, pleaded guilty today for child pornography charges in two separate cases. Alan Esslinger of Grand Forks pleaded guilty for receiving and possessing child porn. Investigators discovered his computer was sharing porn on a peer-to-peer network. Homeland Security investigators traced the IP address to Grand Forks. Esslinger has not been sentenced yet. In Fargo, Dwayne Barth II pleaded guilty for possessing child porn, but also producing and distributing it. Someone in Tennessee was caught with child porn, and investigators tracked it back to North Dakota. Investigators say Barth is the one who produced and distributed sexually explicit images of a 3-year-old. More than 11,000 files of child porn were seized. Well, downtown has become the hottest development spot in Grand Forks. Developers are now clamoring for more space as more and more business owners and housing developers decide it's the place to be. Following the flood of 1997, there were many empty buildings in downtown Grand Forks, but today, free space is getting hard to find.
For the most part, you're going to have a hard time finding spaces for lease in the downtown.
Okay.
It's getting much tighter market.
But you have people coming in that want to do housing or retail and this and that?
Yep. We have a lot of people interested in both.
In fact, Brooks says that they're already working on plans to absorb some of that fringe residential area around downtown so they can expand. Now remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. All you have to do is search Valley News Live.